Hello and welcome back to Memories Dogma. After eating lunch, we all returned to Serrano's room. Why is what the hell happened? Okay, I got it. I tell everyone what I always say and I talked about. When I finished, Rina got a complicated expression on her face. Yes, we are. Aoi didn't look strained at all when she was happily talking to us during lunch, but that was probably because she didn't want us to worry us.
そうだな。葵さんはああ言ってくれたけど、いつまでもってわけにもいかないし、これからどうするかを真剣に考えないとな。
まあまあ、二人とも。今はとりあえず前を向いていこうぜ。
Kakeru pats us both on the shoulder before going back to his laptop.
さーて、できてるかなと。ありゃ。
Uh-oh.
お前は相変わらず元気というか、気楽というか。
おっと、バカにしてもらっちゃ困るね。
Yeah, I'll do a little bit of both, I guess. Kakeru beckons us over and turns his laptop our way.
今さ、ちょっとプログラム組んで、コネクトセンターの心臓部みたいなとこに潜り込もうとしてんだけどさ。
Kakeru just casually talks about another one of his crazy feats.
予想はしてたけど、さすがに手強いな。
Well, duh. There's a number of authentication windows on a screen. From the looks of it, you need to provide some kind of biometric verification to go any further.
なんとかなりそうか。
さすがにリモートからだとちょっと難しいかもしれないな。
そうか。
ま、難しければ難しいほど燃えちゃうんだけどね。
Kakeru is in high spirits, despite the difficulty of the task before him. With the spirit to let's do this, Kakeru begins typing away on his keyboard again. Serrano's staring at me with a very serious expression.
ねえ、ヒロ君。
どうした？
もうしばらく外には出ないよね。
いや、どうだろうな。カケルの試している手段がうまくいけばいいけど、そうでないとすれば閉じこもってばかりもいられないし。
We don't hurry, you'll disappear. I'll leave those last words unsaid.
とにかく、空野は何も心配しなくていい。
Instead, I just reassure her. I'm sure Serrano already knows anyway.
そんなこと言われてもやっぱり心配だよ。外に出ると危ないんだよね。
いや、でも
確かに総合的に考えるとここにいさせてもらうのがいいかもしれない。
それじゃあ葵さんにも負担が大きいってさっき話してたじゃないか。
もちろん葵に迷惑をかけたくはない。でも闇雲に動いたって結局またここの全員が危険な目に遭うことになる。
Rina trails off and silently rests her chin on her hands. Eventually, she opens her mouth again.
あるいは私が一人でコネクトセンターに行くとか。
はあ、お前何を言ってるんだよ。
Alone?
考えうる選択肢の中でも現実的だと言えるもののうちの一つだと思う。私のラボにさえ入れれば空野の記憶データのマスターを探すための手立てはいろいろと考えられる。
簡単に入れる場所じゃないってことはレイナが一番分かってるだろう。
そうね。だから身軽に動けるように私一人で行くと言ってるの。
敵が手ぐすね引いて待ってるようなところに女の子一人を送り込めって言うのかよ。カケルだって動いてるのにレイナは俺たちを信用してないのかよ。
そうじゃなくて私も私なりの手段を試してみたいだけ。
ちょっと二人とも落ち着いて。
Serrano's uncharacteristic outburst shocks us both into silence, and we both just look at her.
私は誰にも危ない目にはあってほしくない。レイナちゃんも行かないでほしいよ。
空野。
Rina can't say anything back to Serrano. Serrano continues muttering softly.
こうやってみんなにまた会えて私のこ ことで一生懸命動いてくれてるのを知って、それってすごく幸せなことだなって思うんだ。でもそれでみんなが苦しんだり痛い思いをしたりするのは辛いな。
Serrano earnestly conveys her feelings to us. How am I supposed to respond to that? I mean, no matter what we do, someone will have to be put into danger. Kakeru continues working on his program while Rina and Serrano silently stare at each other. I avert my gaze from Serrano and stand up.
どこ行くんだよ。
Kakeru asks without looking up from his monitor.
ちょっと頭を冷やしてくるだけだ。
I walk into the hallway, trying to escape from the stifling atmosphere. I go back downstairs and take a deep breath. Well, since I'm here anyway, I guess I'll grab a drink. As I start heading towards the kitchen, I hear a faint voice from the living room.
はい。もちろんその通りなんですが。
Looks like I was on the phone with someone. I walk more quietly, trying not to make any noise.
それで空野が戻ってくるわけじゃありませんから。
What's she talking about? I unconsciously stop to listen when I hear the word Serrano. I take a peek into the living room. The voice sounds depressed as she talks. She must have been in the middle of work.
とにかく私は何も知らないです。
Judging from her tone, whoever she's talking to isn't a friend. Someone from work, or maybe a family member, perhaps.
あ、
Oh, he looks up and sees me.
すみませんがこれで失礼します。
Oh, I hurriedly hangs up and I suddenly feel bad for interrupting.
なんかすみません。
うんうん。いいの。大した話じゃなかったから。
Only gives me her usual smile. But for some reason I feel like her face is a little pale.
何か用事でもあった？
すみません。飲み物をもらおうかと思って。
ああ、それならさっき缶ジュースをたくさん冷やしといたんだ。ちょっと待ってね。
Thank you. As I watch her way ahead to the fridge, I notice that she looks even thinner than before. She must not have had much of an appetite after Serrano died.
はい、これ。かけるたちの分も持っていってね。
Thank you, I will.
そうだ。夕飯はカレーでいいでしょ？
That's fine.
すみません。何もかもお世話になって。
いいの。この家で一人きりだと気がめっちゃうからね。賑やかになって私も嬉しい。
I can't bring myself to say anything, seeing I always trying so hard to be cheerful. Suddenly the world around me is surrounded by gray.
ここどこだ？
Trembling at coldness of the ground, I get up. I squint my eyes, but I'm still unable to see anything. There's no buildings, no plants, no people. There's not a single indication that anything lives here. A completely gray world.
空の
I unconsciously mutter Serrano's name. There is no response. I still can't see anything but gray. There's no indication that anyone's here. Just an endless expanse of gray in every direction. I timidly start walking forwards. But even as I keep walking, the scenery remains the same. The gray world stretches on forever. How far do I have to walk? How far do I have to go before I can meet Serrano? No one can answer that question for me. Suddenly a large wall appears blocking my path. I try smacking it, but it's a pretty sturdy wall. I give up on trying to go through it and turn to the right, but then suddenly the wall extends to the right as well and I walk straight into it. I try stepping backwards, But I feel my back touch something hard. I turn around and see yet another wall.
なんだよこれ。
I find myself surrounded by high walls on all sides. The walls surrounding me start to soundlessly close in on me. I try and push the wall back, but my legs just start sliding while the wall doesn't slow at all. At this rate, I'll be crushed. Soon enough, there's barely enough space for me to stand. I desperately keep trying to push, trying to make some space for myself. Suddenly, the walls stop moving. I'm saved. As I finally stop to take a breather, the walls suddenly accelerate again, closing in on me. As they start to crush me, my vision goes black. As I open my eyes, I find myself in an unfamiliar room. After a while, collecting my thoughts, I remember that this is the guest bedroom in Serrano's house. After dinner, I had put the 3 futons here for us.
夢か。
I think I was having a nightmare, but I can't remember the details. I shake my head, trying to derive out the last remnants of my dream. To my right, Kakeru is still sleeping soundly. He's probably been asleep this whole time. To my left, Rina is sleeping with her back to me. Even since our argument this afternoon, things have been kind of awkward between us. What should we do next? That question still hasn't been answered. You know, the more I think about it, the more jumbled up my thoughts get. Man, now I'm not even sleepy anymore. I get up, deciding to spend some time in Serrano's room. I quietly get out of my futon. You know, this will be the first time I've gone to Serrano's room at night. I debate for a bit whether or not to turn on the lights, but in the end I decide not to. I tried to bring Serrano out with my MRD. Instead, I get a display icon telling me I'm out of battery.
しまった。
Should I charge this damn thing? You normally charge your MRD over Wi-Fi, so no one bothers to actually keep track of the battery. Man, wouldn't that be awesome if we could charge things with Wi-Fi? But after last night, I turned Wi-Fi off just to make sure no one tries to contact us. And since I made us MRD will only connect to Kakeru's laptop this afternoon, I haven't paid attention to his battery at all.
仕方ないか。
I should at least start charging it before I go back to sleep, though. While absent-mindedly thinking about such things, I walk towards Serrano's bed. The covers are cool and pleasant to the touch. Serrano's body heat will never warm this bed again. As I stand there with my hand on the bed, an unfamiliar feeling starts spreading throughout me. I'm surprised at these new emotions whirling within me. Serrano's no longer alive. I've told myself that hundreds of times now. And now that I've been able to talk to Serrano's memories, I thought I had finally fully prepared to myself to accept it. But I guess, little by little, I'll start to get sentimental. Didn't think the reality of Serrano's no longer here would hit me this hard.
空の。
I kneel on the ground, clenching my fists. I want to scream, I want to cry my heart out right now. But I can't. All I can do is grit my teeth and sit there.
ヒロキ、眠れないの？
I hear a whisper behind me, turn around and find Rina just standing there. Seeing my face, Rina closes her eyes apologetically.
あ、ごめんなさい。空野と二人で話していたのね。
いや、俺一人だよ。
I force myself to speak normally, but Rina's slowly edging back out of the room. She's probably disgusted how pathetic I am. I change my posture and sit down facing Serrano's bed. As I do so, I suddenly feel a slight touch on my back. I can feel the warmth through my t-shirt.
レイナ。
Aww, look at that. That's cute. Silently, Rina sits down with her back against mine. The warmth of her back brings back the memories of the time I spent with Serrano. The sight of her smiling face as she held stuffed cats in each arm. The times we spent at her house eating the food I cooked together. Serrano dragging Kakeru me to a photo booth to commemorate our high school graduation. Each and every one of those memories just... they feel so far away now. I don't know how much time has passed, but Rena stayed there with me until I finally calmed down again. Trying to hide my embarrassment, I start to speak.
レイナ、悪いな。
気にしないで。
Oh. Oh, so cute. Rena's reply is so faint, I have to strain my ears just to hear it. But the warmth I feel coming from her isn't faint at all. You know, I suddenly feel like telling her about all the thoughts I've been hiding from everybody.
レイナ、聞いてほしいことがある。
I feel her head nod slightly and I just keep going.
もし完全なソラノの記憶データを手に入れることができたら、俺はソラノとずっと一緒にいられるのか？
Come on, Hiroki. If this journey has taught us anything, it's that there is no such thing as forever. This is something I've been thinking about ever since I was able to talk to Serrano again. Even if Serrano's no longer physically here, if I can get her memories, I'd at least be able to talk to her whenever I wanted. Of course, I know this is an extremely selfish request. It would mean putting Rina, Cocker, and I all in danger for my own selfish reasons. I know how just wrong it is to ask. You know, that's why I never said anything about it to anyone. Rina's silent for a few moments before she finally mutters.
それがヒロキの本当にやりたいこと？
まだわからない。
そう。何をするにしろ後悔しない選択肢を選んだ方がいい。だから自分が本当にやりたいと思っていることは何かもう少し考えてみた方がいいと思う。
I have no way of knowing what kind of face Rina's making right now. However, I know that she took my question seriously. She didn't criticize or laugh at me.
わかった。ありがとう。聞いてくれて。
別にお礼を言われるほどのことはしてない。
I sit there for a while basking in Rina's warmth. After a while, Rina starts leaning back against me.
何事につけても希望を持つのは絶望するよりも良い。可能なものの限界を測ることは誰にもできないのだから。
それは？
昔の詩人の言葉の受け売りの受け売り。私が研究に行き詰まって落ち込んでた時に誠先生が教えてくれた言葉なの。
へえ、なんかいい言葉だな。
私も。
Rina sounds slightly relieved as she softly speaks that. Hearing her voice makes me feel warm inside too. We still don't know where we need to go from here. But my depression is beginning to lift, little by little. We leave Serrano's room and start heading back to the guest room.
カケルが起きたらこれからのことを相談しないか？
そうね。カケルの怪我の状態を考えるとここから動くのは得策ではないと思うけど。
だったら例えばカケルにはここで作業を続けてもらって俺たちは外に出る。
あのシグマがまた現れる可能性もある。
それは俺たちにとってチャンスになりうるんじゃないか？
チャンス？
あいつは JCO の事情に詳しいはずだ。この状況を破る突破口になる情報も持っているかもしれない。
それはあまりにも危険な賭けね。
ともかくもっと話し合おう。昼間はあまり冷静じゃなかったから。
そうね。私も少し焦っていたから。ごめんなさい。
レーナは謝りすぎだよ。イルマの件はお互い様だろ。
うん。
まあ とりあえずは客間に。
So the new surroundings go dark.
あれなんだ
What happened? Power
停
go
電
out?
かな。
雷なんて落ちてないよな。
Pondering the sudden power outage, I take Rita's hand and guide her back to the guest room in the darkness. When I slide the door open, I see Kakeru sleepily rubbing his eyes.
あれ、二人ともどこ行ってたんだよ。
ちょっと話してた。お前も起きたのかよ。
なんか目が覚めちまって。
In the silence that follows, we all hear a door creak open.
今の音。
玄関の扉だろ。葵さんが外に出てたとかじゃね。
This time of night?
私は隣のリビングから聞こえたような気がしたけど。
とりあえず電気を。
I flick the light switch, but there's no change. The room's still dark.
つかないな。ブレーカーでも落ちてるのか。
なんか気味が悪いな。
I think we all do. Rita puts a finger to her lips and motions us to be silent. She slightly bends down and peers out. We fall silent as she asks it, and after a few seconds, Rita stands back up.
かける、立って。ひろきも手伝って。
Rita rushes over to Kakeru and tries to lift him up.
うわ、どうしたんだよ、レイナちゃん。
嫌な予感がする。葵にも声をかけて、ここを離れましょう。
A sudden power outage? The strange noise earlier? A bad feeling.
わかった。かける。こっちに捕まれるか。
もうそんな大げさなことしなくても歩けるって。
We override Kakeru's complaints and forcibly put him under our shoulders. Stepping outside, we peek into the hallway. Careful not to make any noise, we head for Aurora's room, which is on the right side of the entryway. We advance slowly and cautiously. Before we get very far, we all see the silhouette of a man in the entryway.
葵さんとは明らかに体格が違うな。
It looks like it isn't moving at all, but that isn't quite true. Whoever it is, they're moving unnaturally slowly and carefully. The silhouette silently approaches us. Looks like Rita's bad phone was right on the mark. A power outage, those sounds, and now the silhouette. I suddenly tense up, preparing for what's to come. It's too dark to make out the person's face clearly, but the silhouette's squirming in an extremely odd fashion.
くそ。こんなに早く居場所が見つかるなんて。
とにかく一度元の場所に戻って隠れましょう。
We all nod and begin to turn back, but then, suddenly... I hear the sound of something flying past me. And not even a moment later, Kakeru feels even heavier than before. Kakeru slips out of my grasp and falls to the ground. Oh my god, what happened, guys? We're gonna find out next time on Memories Dogma. Have a good day.